It's Zohran Mamdani, the new mayor of New York City, who has written a letter to former Jawaharlal Nehru University student and activist Umar Khalid, who has been launched in jail for nearly 5 years in connection with the February 2020 Delhi riots, according to Khalid's family members. The undated letter was shared by Khalid's partner after the Indian origin Mamdani was sworn in as the Muslim and Asian origin mayor of America's largest city. The 34 years also one of the youngest to hold office. In his note, he addressed Omar, saying that he thinks of his words on bitterness often and how it reminds him of not letting it consume oneself. He ends the note by saying, "We are all thinking of you." In fact, 8 US lawmakers have also written a letter seeking bail and a fair trial for Umar Khalid. Mamdani's letter has triggered a strong reaction where the right-wing group, this is VHP, has said that as New York's mayor, he should not be, basically sermonizing India. That is the messaging that has gone out. Of course, this after he did meet with the parents of Umar Khalid in the United States.
नए नए मेयर हुए हैं, न्यूयॉर्क के हुए हैं, मेयर न्यूयॉर्क के हुए हैं और फेयर ट्रायल भारत को बोल रहे हैं। अरे कम से कम अमेरिका में जो रेसिज्म चल रहा है उस पर बोला होता समझ में आता। ये जो लॉ मेकर्स हैं, जब हमारे मंदिरों पर हमले होते हैं वहां पर, तब ये चुप्पी साथ जाते हैं। आखिरकार ये लॉ मेकर्स तब क्यों नहीं बोलते जब परसेंटली हिंदुओं को का परसिक्यूशन बांग्लादेश में होता है, पाकिस्तान में होता है और अफगानिस्तान में होता है। ममदानी जी कहते तो भारतीय मूल का है ये, लेकिन कैसा मूल है इनका, ये इनके फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट से पता लग रहा है।
Right, so this comes at about the same time when 8 US lawmakers have also written a letter seeking a bail as well as fair trial when it comes to Umar Khalid. Now, Umar Khalid has, in fact, he's a man that, of course, is being alleged here that in this note, of course, it is Zohran Mamdani who has addressed the issue. He said that he is thinking of his words on bitterness often and how it reminds him of not letting it consume oneself. He ends the note by saying, "We are all thinking of you." So that is the letter that Mamdani has written to Umar Khalid, and it's Umar Khalid's partner who has shared this letter. This is a letter that has been written by the newly sworn in mayor of New York City. So he has in fact also met with the parents in New York, and this is the mayor there writing on the issue. In fact, he has been lodged in jail. He's been in jail for nearly 5 years in connection with the Delhi riots that took place in 2020. Aditya Rajkal with us in order to get us more details. Aditya, this is a letter that has been written. So there is a lot of support that's coming out of the US, including the mayor of New York City.
Well, definitely many see this as a direct intervention into the internal affairs of India, and that's why the BJP, the VHP and many other such groups are attacking Mamdani, as well as several US lawmakers and even some political activists and leaders here in India. In this particular case, Mamdani, who was sworn in as the first Muslim mayor of New York City, has written a note to Umar Khalid. Now, Umar Khalid has been in prison for over 5 years. There's a trial underway. There are mechanisms in India that are given to Umar Khalid legally and otherwise to approach. And he has explored those options very well. But Mamdani in this note says that he's thinking of Umar Khalid and extends support to Umar Khalid and his family. Now, remember, Umar Khalid's family was in the United States and had lobbied with several US lawmakers and several politicians in the United States as well to campaign for justice, to campaign for a fair trial to Umar Khalid and to get him released as soon as possible. This is perhaps also seen as a pressure-building tactic against the Indian government and investigative agencies from international forces. And of course, several US politicians and lawmakers have now written a letter first to the Indian ambassador to the United States in Washington, D.C., Vinay Mohan Kwatra, and then this note of Mamdani being shared on the social media by the partner of Umar Khalid, clearly raising a political storm here in India as to how a mayor elected in New York has any jurisdiction or locus standi to comment or directly intervene in a fair judicial process that is underway here in India. So a big political storm is underway. Several political elements, including the BJP and the VHP here in India, raising questions onto why such a letter has been written at a time when, of course, a fair trial is underway. Of course, from the Umar Khalid side, they say that it's not a fair trial. They've been in prison for more than 5 years, and he needs to be released pending a trial that is currently underway. But a new development early in 2026 with several US lawmakers and now the New York City Mayor Mamdani, who is himself embroiled in several controversies, is now raising concerns on Umar Khalid.